Kérosène Boulevard, équilibre et ma double prod. L'argent ne fait pas le bonheur, mais depuis que j'en ai, je me sens beau. Je fais le tour du monde de Yopougon à Monaco. Quand Yamien te bénit, aucune porte ne t'est fermée. Les moments de galère sont des mauvais souvenirs. Car le second nom de Dieu, ça ne te presse pas. Si tu travailles dur, tu as toutes les chances de t'en sortir. Le deuxième nom de Dieu, ça ne te presse pas. Petit à petit, forcé pour toi va sortir. Avant quand je parlais, personne ne voulait m'écouter. Maintenant le boss c'est moi, ce que je dis c'est ce qu'on fait. Enfant de Siporès, aujourd'hui mange à la table des rois. Les moments de galère sont des mauvais souvenirs. Car le second nom de Dieu, ça ne te presse pas. Si tu barres, tu as toutes les chances de t'en sortir. Le deuxième nom de Dieu, ça ne te presse pas. Petit à petit, forcé pour toi va sortir. Sababou, René Hamilton, yeah Sababou, Prince Peter Fian, Mano TGV, Sababou, Jessie, Lelele Sababou, Momo Hero, Camara Lai, Jean-Louis Gaba. Chérie Coco, si les autres sont mariés, elles s'en vont pour te laisser. Tu dois pas te décourager, ne te presse pas.
Il n'y a pas de travail, monsieur Brûle la porte. Il n'y a pas de boulot ici. Mais
toi qui cherches à travailler et les portes sont fermées, tu dois pas désespérer, ne te presse pas. Ils n'ont qu'à dire que tu donnes toujours au quartier, ils n'ont qu'à raconter que tu es le dernier, mais les derniers finissent par devenir premiers. Ils n'ont qu'à dire que tu donnes toujours au quartier, ils n'ont qu'à raconter que tu es le dernier, mais les derniers finissent par devenir premiers. Car le second nom de Dieu, c'est le temps. Steven Saint-Eloi, si tu barres, tu as toutes les chances de t'en sortir. Le deuxième nom de Dieu, c'est le temps. Christian Petit Héros, c'est le temps. Petit à petit, forcé pour toi va sortir. Car le second nom de Dieu.
Welcome our viewers from the United States and around the world. My name is Marichal Tiano. Welcome to Diasporama. Hello, dear viewer. Happy new month, and welcome to your numerical TV Diasporama. Today is July 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know we receive high demand about so many questions on the process of buying the house. So today we're going to be talking about the home buying process in the United States. We'll be giving you tips and tricks. And to talk about that, who other else than Mr. Kajologo Koulibaly that we had the opportunity to receive here a couple weeks ago. Mr. Koulibaly, welcome to Media to Africa.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you. Of course, last time you were here, and then we ran a show in French, and upon so many requests, we have some English-speaking viewer who say no, we want also to listen to what was going on that day. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are responding to your request. So let me just ask a very basic question. Okay. Let's say you are under an immigration process, or you are not a resident, but we call it you don't have document, but you are not illegal. You are under immigration process. Can you buy a house?
Okay. Let's first say that even if you don't reside in the United States, you can still purchase a house.
Oh,
Actually, I have clients who call me quite often from outside of the United States looking to purchase properties within the United States.
So what does it take? Because I mean, some viewer might be watching us in Paris or in Africa, and they are very interested in buying house in the United States. For instance, I have a friend in Belgium. She's a medical doctor, and she was asking me, what does it take to buy a house in the United States if you are not a resident?
Of course. So of course, cash always makes everything easier. let's make that point very clear.
Yeah.
However, if you don't reside in the United States and you would like to purchase a property here, you can call the IRS and get what called a tax ID number. And with a tax ID number, that will enable you to be able to purchase within the United States now.
Oh.
Okay. Of course, there are different things that can be done as well, but that will be the easiest one and the first step to take.
To take.
Yeah.
All right. So now, for those living here, and so what? Let's say I have my working permit, I have my social security number, and
Sure.
I want to know. I mean, I want to buy a house.
Sure.
What do I do?
Okay. Residing in the United States and of course going through everything here, you want to purchase a property.
Yes.
Once you contact me, first question I'll ask is why do you want to purchase a property? What is your end goal? Let's assume if we go through that. Next step is to, of course, have a discussion with the lender. Now the lender will be looking at your finances. The lender will look at, for instance, your credit score and your income, everything else to qualify you for a certain loan amount.
Yeah, just to explain to our viewer, the lender is that person borrowing you money.
Okay.
Yeah, like the bank or those financial institutions.
Sure, exactly. So
Yeah.
the lender is the one lending you the money to purchase a property. So the lender can be a bank like PNC Bank, Bank of America, Citibank. Can also have a mortgage broker also who can facilitate helping you obtaining a loan as well to purchase a property. So once you talk to the lender, to somebody providing the loan to you, a loan officer, a bank, and then on that point, we know exactly how much you qualify for to purchase a property. Hence, we can start looking at houses and see what kind of property is adequate for you within your budget.
Yeah, we're having an emergency alert from the weather. You guys know that we having a huge thunderstorm in this area, so hope everybody is safe within the Maryland, the DMV area. As you guys know, we had a huge thunderstorm earlier. So we're going to continue with our question in this studio, Mr. Coulibaly. So, I mean, sometimes somebody wants to buy the house, want to buy a property. Let me speak like you, right? They want to buy a property, and they're going to ask him, you need additional income. Maybe you can ask somebody to reach the financial goal. I mean, can you explain how it works?
Okay, first of all, when I work with clients, I don't always advocate getting for my client to co-sign for somebody else. I don't always advocate that for many reasons. First of all, because if you're co-signing, you're going to be part of a loan. So once you're part of a loan, it's going to count. It's going to be part of your debt as well. So you're going to count against your debt to income ratio in case you want to obtain a loan later. And also, in case you don't own a house currently, you won't be able to qualify for first-time home buyer programs because you already been owning a house already. So unless your name is taken off the deed, of course. So I always tell people it's best to stay within your means.
Right.
If you're not able to qualify for a property on your own term or with your own situation, I don't think it's best to go get somebody else to help you qualify, because for me that's already a red flag.
Yeah,
you can't afford the house.
And it happened a lot because let's say somebody income might just qualify you to have a $300 house, but what he really wants is a $450 or $500,000 dollar house. So in that case, I mean, most of the lender would say, bring somebody additional to be qualified.
Yeah, I mean, so with some lender you have to comprehend one thing. My job is to find solutions. So we will bring solution to you. It doesn't mean that all solutions are adequate for you specifically, but yes, it's a solution. I advise people typically, likely most of my clients don't run into this issue. They can afford whatever house they want to, But if you're not able to afford a house with your own finances, your own situation, I think it's best that you just stay where you are, start small, get your affair in order, and then from that point on, progress to something else down the road.
Yeah, and then it's also very important to let our viewer know that you, as you say, you can start with something reasonable, and then later on, when you improve with your income,
sure,
look for something else. You can sell that property and look for something else, right?
Absolutely.
So now, can you explain how does it work? Let's say you have a property, you want to sell it and buy a new one. How does it work?
I mean, it's very, as you mentioned, you sell to buy another one.
Yeah.
In the best case, in the ideal case scenario, you're able to sell that property and buy something else right after. Now, you never know, because assume you put your house on the market and you start looking at the same time. Now, the lender might tell you, well, in order for you to qualify, because for the next house, for the loan, you will need to be able to sell that house. Because again, that house is still going against your debt-to-income ratio.
Right.
So perhaps you might not qualify for 2 loans at the same time. So you must sell the first house and progress to the next. Now your lender might say, okay, that's fine, you can do both at the same time. When I work with clients, which I do quite often, who are selling and buying, let's assume that, for instance, and I don't want to get people too confused by being a bit too technical, so I'll try to stay here slightly. If you find a house that you want to purchase, and prior to selling your house, you can write an offer contingent upon you selling your property. Meaning, the seller of the property that you like to purchase will know that you're also selling your house as well. So that way, you can always be under contract and pursue selling your property as well.
Yeah. So okay. So meaning it's a case by case situation. Some of the lender will ask you to sell the first one before you be able to be qualified to get the second one. Depending, what does it depend on? On your credit record? Or
I mean, it depends on your income and your debt,
everything else. Okay.
And in that case, that's when the lender is very useful, because the lender will actually be able to advise you better on that specific part and say, hey, either you need to sell first, or you can perhaps absorb both loan at the same time. So it's going to come down to your finances.
Yeah, with your experiences through your duty, did you ever sell a house with the owner still in? Like, he tried to sell the house, but he's still in, because as I was trying to buy the house, I visited some house, but the owner was still in.
Yeah, that's very much not uncommon, actually. And you have cases where sometimes, which I was part of both sides, where the seller had to sell the property a month after we sold the property, and sometimes my client have to sell the property a month after we sell the property. So that's not uncommon, because you're selling a house, you're staying there, and perhaps you're counting on the fund from that sale to get something else, or perhaps so that's really not uncommon to find that.
Oh, I mean, thank you, Mr. Coulibaly, for those clarification, because we have so many people out there thinking that buying property, buying house is a big headache, but you just need to know the right person to talk to, know the right person that can advise you, and definitely our guest here today, Mr. Coulibaly, is a realtor advisor. He's an expert, so do not hesitate to contact him if you are looking to move on. As you know, a house is an investment in the United States. Am I correct?
It is an investment, because you're purchasing, and we think about a house, you can purchase an income-producing property that can provide cash flow monthly, or you can also purchase for appreciation as well down the road. So a house is a pretty good investment, depending upon what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, another question that I have came across this day. I mean, people are crying. Those people try to buy houses. Let's say like now, they're crying that house has become more expensive. I mean, what could be the root cause?
I mean, I think it's basic principle of commerce. It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
When the demand is higher and the supply is a bit scarce, so therefore price start increasing. and people are also willing to make offers that are flirting, that borderline with madness. So that propelling those prices a lot higher than perhaps what they would have sold previously. And that's what's causing that as well. And one thing that we should not neglect, the pandemic, with people staying at home, people getting fed up with the environment where they're residing. Therefore, there was a push to be outside of it. That's one also, another thing during the pandemic, people not moving freely, traveling, had a lot of disposable income. So therefore, they were able to kind of do a lot more things. They'll be a lot more creative in the offers than they would have been typically. Now I have good news.
Yes.
Somewhat of bad news, but let's first start with a possible bad. There's a possibility that interest rates are going to increase.
Okay. So yes, exactly. I was to come to that question because like now, people are saying, not now. The house